Hello family, my name is Justaria Curry of Curry Squared, the Curry Squared family. Welcome back to our channel. Today I'm coming at you with another informative video, and we're going to be discussing today, I always got my notes. I'll be trying to tell y'all, I'm trying to get straight to the point, okay? Preparing your children for an international move, okay? Now, you can also use this information for vacations as well. I use it myself for vacations as well. So, it's up to you. Okay? Alright, informative videos. I told you, we're getting to the point. Alright, why are we talking about preparing children to go on an international move? Why are we talking about that? Now, I come from the era where a child stays in a child's place. That was the undertone, okay? And, you know, you didn't walk in a conversation full of grown folks giving what your opinion is and what you thought. None of that. And to a certain regard, in some respects, I completely agree, you know. But when it comes to international travel, this is kind of where that doesn't apply, okay? You want to know how your children feel about the move. You want to make sure that they are prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally to make the journey that you are getting ready to make. And a lot of times they are often forgotten or just tossed to the side because us adults, you know, feels like, you know, you're a kid, who cares? You know, you ought to be glad you're going on a trip. But I don't look at it that way, okay? And so let's talk about some points. I have about 6 points in preparing your children to go on an international move. All right, so let's get into it. Now, number 1, let your children know as soon as possible. Okay, it is important to let your children know so that they can be prepared and they can prepare themselves, okay, for what's coming ahead. All right, the other reason why you want to let them know as soon as possible, not only so that they can know to be prepared, so that you can start watching them and monitoring, let's say, their behavior or their moods, answering all the questions they may have, because they're going to have hundreds of questions. Some days it may be something as deep as, you know, am I going to be able to make friends, and, you know, that type of thing. And then one day out the blue it could be something random like, well, do they have pizza there? You know, but you want to make sure that you tell them as soon as possible. Okay? Make sure you tell them as soon as possible. That way you can hash out any of those emotions or feelings before you leave, before you hit that plane. You don't want to be dealing with the stress of planning and preparing and actually getting on the plane and being in a whole new country, and then now you have to deal with, you know, some stuff that you probably should have dealt with before you left. You know, them leaving their friends and stuff like that. You can't leave that stuff just dangling around. Like, I don't care, you're leaving your friends, you'll be alright, you'll make new friends. Like, no. Like, if you're a kid, friends is everything, right? We knew that. You know, I was like that. Everybody was my friend, and then when they wasn't, I was sad. So, you know, you want to let them know as soon as possible and give them time to prepare themselves for what's to come, and then give yourself some time to kind of deal with every little emotional thing they may have in place, and making sure that you properly, you know, process things with them, unpack things with them, so that they feel confident and secure in the move. Okay? I told my kids about Thailand, obviously early. We're not leaving until August, but I told them early. I didn't want to at first for 2 reasons. One, I didn't want to tell them because I didn't want them to lack in their schoolwork. I didn't want them to have that mentality of, well, you know, what's the point in striving and trying? You know, we're leaving anyway, you know. And then the other thing is that I knew how important their friends were to them, and I didn't want them to be like, well, I'm just going to get rid of my friends because we're leaving anyway, and so, you know, I didn't want them to be sad and all of that. But then also I didn't want them to tell their friends too soon, and then the friends be like, oh, well, I don't want to be your friend no more, you know, because they don't want to build any further of a relationship because they know you're going to leave. And so I didn't want that. But I realized the importance of letting them know, and letting them know early. And so I told them anyway. Some of the stuff that I got, you know, obviously was sadness. you know, from my children. My son, more so than my daughter, because he, you know, he really built a relationship with his friends. He really loves his teacher. And so it was kind of like, yeah, I'm happy, you know. But, you know, as time goes on, we start talking about it. I start giving him things to do, research and that type of stuff. And he's now more excited about it. So, whereas before he was kind of quiet and withdrawn, and I'm just like, okay. You know, my daughter, she's more so like, okay, I'm just done with school now. I just want to get out of here, you know. And it's like, no, you got to pace yourself, finish school, finish strong, and then we'll go. So, you know, better to deal with all that now and see what else comes up than to, like I said, get on that plane and deal with somebody's attitude or somebody crying or something. Don't do that to yourself. And don't do that to your kids, okay? Number 2. All right, number 2. Let them know what to expect, okay? It is easier to deal with a situation when you know what to expect, rather than being thrown into something unexpectedly, being shocked or scared, and not knowing what to do. Okay, that goes for children and adults, but especially for children, they tend to take stuff like that a little bit harder. Okay, so by letting them know what to expect, you know, they can prepare themselves, and they know when they get there, okay, my mom talked to me about this situation, so I know how to handle it, or my dad said, you know, this could happen, you know, so know what to expect. You know, like I told my son, I plan on putting him on a soccer team, and I said, you may be the only little black boy there. And so be prepared. You know, they may have something to say about your skin color, or they, you know, they may want to touch your hair, okay? And, you know, just preparing them. It may never happen, okay? But if it does, you know, this is what you can expect, and this is how you handle that, okay? Not making him paranoid or anything like that, but it can happen. They may be like, oh, let me touch your hair, whatever, and he looking like he already kind of be curbing people, so, in the United States. Even with the staring, it's funny to talk about staring, you know, in other countries, when in the county we live in, we deal with staring all the time. So, I think he's used to that. All right? But they'll make sure, again, they're going to ask you 1,001 questions. Okay? Let them write them down, and then you answer them all at one time during a family meeting or something like that. However you want to structure it, do it that way, so that way you can have all the questions. You can prepare yourself, because if you're like me, you know, the researcher of the family, you have your nose in a computer all the time. You already have a whole list of other questions that you need answered, and you really are like, man, I don't need no other questions on this list. What is it? So have them write them down, okay? And then give them some. Say, hey, these are your questions. You go look on the internet for some of this. Google some of this. Okay? Make them responsible and get them invested in the process of moving. Now, let them know what to expect. Okay, on that point. If you have a child that is autistic or deals with some type of anxiety disorders and things like that, letting them know what to expect is very important. Okay? Autistic children tend to need structure, okay? And they also have to know what to expect and what's going to go on throughout the day. And they are not the type of children, really no children, but especially with autistics, because of how they handle it, you definitely do not want to sit there and throw them in a stressful situation. It's like stress to the 20th degree. And if you mess around and do that, you're going to be dealing with, you know, outbursts and things like that. Okay, so it's not all autistic children. It depends on what spectrum they're on, but overall you want to make sure that you have that structure in place, and you want to make sure you have those expectations down. Okay, again, that's all children, but especially autistic children, or even children with anxiety disorders. Okay, now my background is social work. All right, I'm not always a stay-at-home mom, social worker for a while. All right. And then the last point on that particular topic, on letting them know what to expect, be realistic. Okay? Don't tell them about it's going to be sunshine, ponies, and sprinkles, when we all know that's not the truth. Okay? You want to make sure that you are realistic about what is to come and how they can realistically handle that. Okay? Or how you're going to handle it as a family. You know, challenges may come, but we're going to deal with it together as a family. We're going to have a great time. You know, we're going to learn. You know, whatever it is you're going to do, boost it up, hype it up, but be realistic, okay? You want to keep that. You don't want to have them way up here and something happen and then their whole world crash in. That's just, again, something else you're not trying to deal with. All right, point number 3. Give them a bit of control. Now, I said in my blog post, which has a lot more detailed information, but I said in my blog post, the ancestors is clutching their pearls. What? Control? Yes, honey, a bit of control, okay? Control in what ways? Research, okay? You got these little kids nowadays, they know how to get on the computer. Ain't no Daddy Shark, do. None of that. You need to be getting on Daddy Google, okay? Google what it is that you want to know. You want to know what kind of animals they got there? What kind of animals are in Thailand? You want to know what kind of food they have? What kind of food do you have? Is the food spicy? Is the food spicy? Okay? Again, it gets them invested in the process. Okay? Make sure they are invested in the process. If they are invested in the process, they see it as like a family group thing. That is the best thing. It curbs, you know, your chances of having any type of behavioral issues or withdrawal or anything like that. Okay? Another way you can give them control, make assignments. Okay? So-and-so, you're going to do snacks. So, for example, my youngest, she's in charge of snacks. You write down what you guys want for snacks for the plane. My oldest is in charge of, you know, my oldest daughter is in charge of activities. What kind of activities do you guys want to do on the plane? My son, he's my technology boy. My older boy, he is responsible for what kind of games, apps, stuff like that. I make them involved and invested because I want them to be excited about the trip. I want them to be like just champions for the trip. I don't want anybody sitting in the back of the plane with their eyes up in the top of their head because I'm not going to appreciate that. And then also another way you can get them involved is picking out the clothes. Okay? Let them, within reason, let them pick out, you know, some clothes that they want to pack and allow them to pack. Take them shopping with you. Ask their opinion. Hey, what do you guys think about, you know, wearing these type of clothes or wearing this and that? Again, the ancestors be collecting their pearls. I know. It's like, don't matter what you wear. You're going to wear what I put in your bag, and that is it. But, again, this is how you prepare, and this is what I've used to prepare my children for, you know, international travel and just going on vacations, period. So that we don't have any issues and I don't have to snatch nobody up in the airport. Now, number 4, stay connected. All right, so I was talking to my daughter one day, and, you know, she's talking about her friends and everything like that. And, you know, she came to me and she said that, I asked her, I said, well, how are you going to stay connected with your friends? So she came to me one day and she said, well, they play Roblox. I said, okay. And so she said, I can stay connected with them through Roblox. And so I was like, oh, okay. You know, didn't think about that. And so it's important if they can, try to keep them connected with their friends here. I know it's tough. I don't know how long these friends are going to last here. We'll see. But if that makes her comfortable knowing that she, you know, can still stay connected with them, okay. You know, some friends she'll be able to do that with and others she's just going to have to let go. Because we're not getting no healthy Facebook account at 10. But, you know, whatever, again, helps them to be comfortable. The other thing is there's so many ways to stay connected. You're talking about WhatsApp, Skype, Facebook, you know, so they can stay connected with their family and their friends and the people they know, and they can see them and they can talk to them in real time. You know, that also helps them in the adjustment phase as well. Okay, so it's good to stay connected. All right, number 5. 14 minutes. All right. Be positive and understanding. Okay? Now, with being positive, your children are going to follow after how you feel. If you're running around dragging and sad and, oh my God, how is this going to happen? And blah, blah, blah. If you're doing all that, complaining and just like stressed or angry or bitter, they're going to pick up on that and they're going to carry that same feeling and emotion. You don't want that. Okay? I'm not saying put on a front because, again, be realistic. There are times where you don't feel like smiling. You don't want to do any of that. You want to be all happy, butterflies, sprinkles, and ponies. But what I will say is you want to make sure that you're still positive about the situation. Focus on the positives, okay? Understand there's challenges. Understand there's things that stress you out, but focus on the positives. And one of the ways that'll help you do that is take a break. If you got too much information up here, take a break, okay? If you're doing too much packing, you're being overwhelmed, finances and all this other stuff, take a break. Whatever that break looks like for you. Go take a walk, take a day somewhere, go get a massage, go to sleep, whatever it is, take a break and deal with whatever you're dealing with so you can get back in the game and really be a positive example for your children because they need it, okay? They are relying on you, and you know, however you are, they are going to follow suit. So definitely stay positive, okay? Understanding that everybody is going through different changes, especially your children. Understand that sometimes they may be sad, sometimes they may be happy, sometimes they may be frustrated. They are trying to adjust to what their new reality is and what their new normal is. So be a little patient with them and be a little understanding, okay? Because you yourself is also, you know, are also being thrown in a situation, not thrown, because you're making the choice, but you yourself are also in a situation where, you know, it's new to you. New people, new way of life. Not only that, how are your kids going to adjust? Are they going to be okay emotionally? You know, it's a lot going on in your head. So you just want to make sure that you're understanding. Be understanding with yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. And don't put too much pressure on your spouse. And don't put too much pressure on your children. Just understand. Sometimes they may need a minute. I'm not talking about let them go wild and run wild and, you know, get on the plane and start tearing up stuff and disrupting people. That ain't what I'm talking about. And while I'm on the line of that, positivity and understanding. Okay, there's a fine line between that and manipulation. Okay, so for example, you want to talk to your kids and let them know, listen, I understand that, you know, all of this is hard for you. It's a little different, you know, leaving your friends and, you know, leaving what you know, even leaving your food that you like, leaving the home you live in, leaving the neighborhood and the soccer groups you're a part of. You know, I understand how that can be hard for you, you know, and I'm going to make sure that I do everything in my power to make sure that, you know, you can adjust well and you'll be okay and all of that, right? So, and you want to say that, and you want to be truthful with that. But what you don't want to happen is your children to try to take you too far, because children are children and they will take you there. Okay. Next thing you know, you're going to have them be like, you know, Mom, I would really, really, really adjust better if I had an iPhone X and if I had an iPad. Okay. Don't let them take you there. Don't let them manipulate you to, you know, all that playing on your emotions, okay? The bottom line is that children have an amazing way to adapt. We've all been children before. We've all had crazy situations, good, bad, and ugly. But we've been able to adapt and we've been able to adjust, okay? They will adapt. They will adjust. At the end of the day, when the clock strikes 12, okay? So don't let yourself get manipulated into buying all this junk because you're trying to make them adjust. That's where the ancestors stand up, start clapping their hands, be like, wait a minute now. At the end of the day, you're going to be straight. You're going to be fine. Okay? Knock it off. Okay? You ain't that sad and you will make friends again. So yeah. But at the end of the day, like I said, be excited and stay positive. It will be fine. You will be fine. And they will be fine. If you are a researcher and you know where you're going and you know what to expect, and you have your notes and you just have a good open heart and you just stay focused, you will be fine. Pray above everything else and you will be fine. Okay? Now, number 6, and my last and final point, 19 minutes. I gotta hurry up. All right. When you make it to your destination, immediately get settled. All right? Now, when I go on my vacations, what I normally do, we always do an Airbnb because it's the most cost effective and we get more space. Okay? And usually, like I said, with the cost effective, I can always cook and that type of stuff. Okay? And so while we're there, as soon as we get there, the first thing that I'm doing is unpacking stuff, hanging up stuff, putting stuff in drawers. We're not going to be sitting here for a whole week living out of suitcases. We're not doing that. And so if we have this particular home for just, 1 week, then this is the home we got, you know, and this is what we're going to have. So I make it home, okay? Same thing when you're doing an international move. As soon as you figure out where you're going, you know, maybe bring some stuff from home that's familiar to the children, but immediately do everything in your power to make it home. One of the things that I'm doing is that I'm bringing some pictures and, you know, family pictures, stuff we have hanging up already around here. And when I get there, I'm going to get some frames and stuff and just, you know, hang up our pictures and stuff like that. The other thing I'm doing, I'm allowing the kids to pick out their bedspreads. You know, because my son's just on Black Panther, my daughter's on anything pink, sparklies, and everything else. But it gets them excited about, again, the trip, but also gets them having a sense of home. It's like, this is my blanket. I don't have the standard sheets or some strange color from somewhere. It's like, I recognize Peppa Pig, like for my baby girl. You know, she recognized Peppa Pig, so she got her Peppa Pig blanket, and that makes her comfortable. Let her have Peppa Pig, okay? So that, doing what you can to make it settle. Every now and again, eat a familiar meal. You can go grab a burger. You can go get a slice of pizza. Now, some people are like gung-ho, like, no, you're in that country. You need to eat what they eat. Don't be trying to do everything else. I'm sick and tired of people coming here looking for pizza and cheese and fries. Listen, if they have pizza, if they have mac and cheese, if they have french fries, if they have a hamburger, and that's what your kids like, then feel free to indulge in it. Don't do it all the time, though, because you want to really immerse in the culture. But if they have it every now and again, it's nothing wrong with that. And don't worry about what other people got to say, because they always talking. All right. So it's 20 minutes. This is 20 minutes. So I'm trying not to talk too long. I kind of talked long already, but I'm hoping that these points will help you all. These are the points that I'm using and have used in the past for all of our trips that we have taken. Take your kids into consideration. Don't let them manipulate you, though. At the end of the day, they will be fine. Okay? They are blessed to have the opportunity to be able to go anywhere, to travel the world, to take trips. Many people are not afforded that opportunity. So at the end of the day, above everything else, make sure that your children understand the importance of being grateful for what they have, because not a lot of children in these streets have that opportunity. Okay? So, and I stress that to my children as well. I'm very concerned about you, I have compassion for you and all of that, but you understand that every day you need to be thanking the Heavenly Father for everything He's given us, because not everybody has that opportunity. You know, so stay positive, continue to build family, have a great, safe trip. And if you have any questions, put them down below. If there's any topics you want me to talk about, put those down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want more detailed information and other articles, you know, that are informative, that talking about family, traveling, and all of that, check out our blog at currysquared.wordpress.com. You can follow us on Instagram, and you can also follow our page on Facebook. Okay? I'm also going to put the points down below in case you need more, you know, descriptive information, or you forgot one point I was talking about. Put that down there as well. So anyway, thank you again for stopping by our channel. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about more videos. My next video I'm coming to you, I'm going to be talking about research. So a lot of my blogs in the beginning are going to be talking about preparing, introductory, all that jazz. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is research. Okay? And how to do that, and what websites you can go to, what I go to research the countries that we plan on going to. All right? So thank you for sitting here with me today. Thank you for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate all of you guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.